Annetta smoked her a giant in Iowa. Now it's my turn. I'm up and I'm fired up. I'm ready to go.
Hey, it's our second morning in Iowa. We're in the same ditch that I hunted last year. It's cool. It's in the 40s. No wind hardly. Cloud cover. Ought to be a great day for the rut. We're still coming off a great day yesterday of Annetta shooting a Boone and Crockett gross 8-point. What a buck. So we know there's one in here really close to that. So we're going to settle into a little rattling and grunting, put our time in the stand. Maybe it'll happen today. We're watching a buck chase a doe in front of us. Just got done rattling. There's a 4-year-old buck, looks like big 9-pointer, came in behind us. 32 yards, standing there broadside looking at the decoy. That's hard to pass up right there, boys. this tool. Today it worked good for us. Well, listen, we've had a great day today. There's been bucks all over everywhere, but what you didn't get to see is the buck that came up behind us while me and Al were visiting, sitting in the tree. 11:36, we had a buck that we've been chasing. He came down, he went across the draw, and he went up. We were facing that way, the camera was facing that way, there was nothing we could do. He winded us, and he ran right underneath the tree I was sitting in last year. So what we're going to do is we're going to go set up in that tree. The bucks are still cruising. I think we've seen 7 bucks this morning. We're going to put the stand up, we'll climb it back in, and we're going to put the decoy in the field to where when the bucks come out, they'll come up and see him. So let's go kill a buck.
I was about halfway up the tree putting up the stand, and I looked behind me and I saw that big buck that I just had an encounter with laying right out in the middle of an open field with 4 does. So we made a decision to go ahead and put the stand up. We were very quiet. I got back down, I put the decoy out right in the edge of the field. We got all of our gear ready. All we could do is watch that guy and just wait.
See him now? All right, there he goes. Good. Keep him up there, honey. That's a booner. Hear him grunting. Can't hear me. Can't hear me.
That buck was in full rut. All he cared about was chasing those does around. I snort-wheezed, I grunted, I rattled. I did everything I could to get that deer to come in, and he wouldn't do it.
He's standing over there with his head down behind a doe in a hole, looking at her. 2 does bedded down, and another buck standing there looking at him. I'm shooting something. I'm ready to shoot something. Don't move, here comes all the does out.
I finally got their attention, and they're coming right to the decoy.
Here he comes. out my wind world. "45 yards is what I thought. Standing there, I should have drew sooner. I had 3 does coming down on me. He was behind them. They were coming right to the decoy. Now that makes me want to pull.
Every hunter has a day like this where you just want to sit down and bawl your eyes out. And you just got to see one of those days with me. It was one of the most amazing days whitetail deer hunting that I ever experienced, but yet one of the saddest. And we're going to talk about what happened on this hunt. The key to this hunt was I wasn't afraid to move my stand. I got in the stand at daylight. I had several bucks coming to the call, but they kept coming from the wrong direction. They kept catching my wind. I could have killed several bucks, but not the buck that I wanted. Well, what you didn't get to see was the encounter that I had with the buck that I really wanted to kill. He come from the right direction. He did everything right, but it just didn't work out, and he crossed above us. So when he crossed and I thought he caught our wind, I thought, you know what? He's not coming back. I'm moving the stand. So that's my first key here is don't be afraid to move the stand in the middle of the day. It's a little after 11. I jerk the stand down. I know right where he's going. I got a pretty good idea where he's staying. I already knew a tree I wanted to get in. It was the same tree I'd been in prior. I put the stand right back in the same tree that I had hunted before. Well, the key to this hunt was calling. It's peak of the rut in Iowa. I get in the new tree, I start rattling, I start grunting, I start snort-wheezing, and you can see I finally get the deer to come to me. But what I didn't anticipate were all the does that were with him. Well, what was the problem? Was my decoy placement. My decoy did everything I asked it to do. It got their attention, the rattling, the grunting, the snort-wheezing, it got their attention. So from a hunting standpoint, I did everything correct except for one thing I didn't think about, was the doe smelling my decoy. I set the decoy too far away. She was able to get between me and the decoy, and she winded it. And that was the killer of this hunt. That decoy was set about 17 yards away from my location. I should have set it no more than 10. So after that hunt, I made a pact with myself. I will never set a decoy more than 10 steps from my tree because I do not want a buck to lock up like that did 40 yards. If that decoy had been 10 yards, that buck would have locked up, say 30. I would have been more apt to kill that deer. I would have had a little more time to draw my bow. So, you can see this was a heartbreaker. So don't make these same mistakes that I did on your next hunt, and you will be more successful than I was. Folks, thanks for being with us today, right here on the 15-Yard Files.
Where you can't see the forest for all the cottonwood trees. My little humble abode sits back in a hole where nothing don't bother me. And in the spring of the year when the big birds strut, you can bet I'm gonna call. I'll be hunting tom turkeys and eating deer jerky that we killed back in the fall. I got a blonde-haired, green-eyed beauty queen. She knows how to treat me right. She's been known to hunt.